Hello, this is wmpyr here to share my martial arts memories with you. This time around, I want to talk about the time that I went to Boston. All right. First of all, I started martial arts training officially in junior high. Before that, I was in Japan in junior high. We had to take judo as a PE curriculum. So that was the first experience, the true first experience that I had. And then from there, when I came to the U.S., started doing martial arts over here. I started off with Kuk So Wan, and then I remember I was studying a whole bunch of different styles. So Kuk So Wan, Aikido, Taekwondo, Arnis, Muay Thai, and then I was studying JKD on my own. And there was a whole bunch of other styles that I was researching, but that stuff that I was researching, I didn't really have a means to train it. All the other ones, I actually went to a school or something like that where I had an actual instructor and stuff. So anyway, I was training in a whole bunch of different styles as pretty much, the first 4 years of your martial arts. So, I guess like if you think old school, the first 4 years is like right when you get to black belt where it's like, and what I mean by black belt is this is the beginning. From here on, it's going to start to become real serious, but you kind of accumulate. And the idea that I was having was to accumulate knowledge and technique and then start going into what Bruce Lee was saying, which was, it's not about increasing your arsenal, but decreasing it, meaning increase the quality. And I knew that, and what I was doing at the time was I was trying to increase so that I have a good solid base to, condense it into. So my quality was low at the time because I had a lot of quantity. And I understood that. So when I went to Boston, I went to Boston for a summer school, and basically it was a dormitory, so I stayed there and everything. And man, when you get put in a completely new location like that, it really messes with your system, and you don't know anybody, you don't know anything. You got to figure out how everything works, and then you got to get along with people, and there's like a pecking order and stuff like that. You're thrown into the jungle essentially, and now you got to survive. And people get homesick and stuff. And what helped me was it's a very small dorm room, and I would open the window, and at night I would just look at the night sky, and the breeze would come in, and then I would hear the train. There was a train not too far from that location. I could hear the train running, and in my home, there was a railroad track, and there would be train coming in at every night. Like around 12 or late at night, and that kind of comforted me. So that was like the one thing that kind of helped me, when I was feeling kind of homesick, that would kind of ground me. But then it was also about just the working out, So for like my Taekwondo training, I would do push-ups, knuckle push-ups, do the splits every day, and also I would practice reverse punch, this kind of thing, and throw kicks and stuff like that. So I would do that. For Thai boxing, I would shadow box, throw some kicks, throw some knees, so I would do that kind of stuff. And I remember the last time, years before this, when I was in a dorm at Denton, I got into a fight. And I was in a situation where the guy's face was right here, and in my mind, it was like, boom, a perfect elbow shot. Could have really done some tremendous damage, but it just would not come out. My body was like, no, we just learned that. That's too awkward. And my mind's like, do it. I could even hear my instructor saying, elbow is so powerful, and it just would not come out, with a Thai accent and everything. I could hear his voice telling me to do it, and I just couldn't do it. So this time around, I was like, dude, if that happens again, let's make sure we do the elbow. So I was working on making the elbow, the motion, a lot more natural for me. So I remember specifically doing that. And the other thing I was doing for my Thai boxing training at the time was I was just kicking furniture, doors, just about anything I could find, steel poles, anything. I would just constantly kick it with my shins to keep my shins nice and sharpened, should I say, ready to go, So that's what I was doing mainly for the Thai boxing training. For Kuk So Wan, it just, the joint locks and all this kind of stuff, I didn't have a partner, so I couldn't practice that. And then for the Aikido, my level and understanding was way too low, so I couldn't practice that either. And then the other one that I really enjoyed, the one that I enjoyed the most personally, was actually Arnis. And this is why I say Arnis is one of the styles that you could just like, if you're stranded on a deserted island, if you know some basic stuff, like 2 or 3 basic forms from Arnis, then from there you could do reverse engineering and construct the rest of the art from there, because it's very logical and it's like a puzzle that you just keep solving, and it is just awesome. So basically for me, I had learned like the 12 angles of attack and some other stuff, but the one that I enjoyed the most was not the Heaven 6, but it was the Heaven and Earth, which is this one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I just remember doing that with my bare hands, till wee hours in the morning. I would just do that over and over and over and over. And I had a lot of questions regarding martial arts technique. So if someone threw a punch, the way you would handle that in every style was different. So a Thai boxer may, do something different. An Aikido person, may do something different. A Kuksul Wan person, may do something different. And it was kind of like, well, which one is right? Which one should I do? And there's a lot of questions like that. And you're supposed to have that. You're supposed to have those questions, and you're supposed to keep, asking those kinds of questions. The important thing is you don't be rude about it or disrespectful. You have to, have a very respectful eye towards the art and the people who came up, the founders of the art. You can't think of them as stupid. You go, oh, that's stupid. Why would you ever do something like that? Or that's completely useless, or that's unrealistic. That's very disrespectful. In fact, you should go, no, these people were extremely smart. They knew what they were doing. So there's something that I'm missing. That's the viewpoint that I had. And there were a lot of things, like I said, that I did not understand, but if you keep asking those kinds of questions, those questions never end. And they're not supposed to, because you ask yourself a question, you solve it, and you go to the next question, and the next one, and that's how you keep evolving, keep getting better. So the questions are never ending, and if you only ask questions, then all you do is, the saying, if you only ask questions, you become good at only asking questions. That's what you train yourself in, and that'll get you nowhere. Basically, like I said, it's never ending. So I knew that this was the perfect time, now that I'm almost like, it felt like solitary confinement, was basically to shut up and just train, get in the reps. Once you get the reps, then the answers will start to come out naturally, and so that's what I started doing. Your body changes, your body mechanics, your muscle memory changes, and that does something to the mind, and then the mind starts to change. It starts to open up doors and stuff. So I knew I had to put in the time, the reps. So anyway, maybe, for some of you out there, this is the time for you to just zip it and just put in the reps. Be sincere, be honest, and just work on it. And then, it'll start to become more and more clear for you. So thank you for watching, and take care, folks.